What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive into our first news. Dana White reacts to JDM getting booed at the UFC 322 press conference. Dana steps up with that trademark confidence and energy, smiling despite the loud reaction from the crowd. He says he actually loves moments like this, because this is the kind of atmosphere that makes Fight Week electric. Saturday night is going to be huge and Dana knows it. Every time JDM grabbed the mic, the crowd responded with heavy boos. It didn't matter what he said, fans were loud and passionate from start to finish. JDM came in expecting hype, but the boos kept coming. Some people thought Americans always supported an underdog, especially someone stepping into enemy territory while facing one of the most dominant champions in the sport. But Dana explains it clearly. New York has a massive Muslim community, and right now the energy is fully behind Islam. There's a deep connection with the fans because Islam is seen as one of the best to ever do it. He's moving up in weight to try and conquer another division at 170. The legacy of Islam, the Dagestan fighters, and the incredible camp they have built with Khabib continues to grow stronger, and this press conference felt like home support for them. Dana points out that when you consider everything Islam has already accomplished, how respected he is, and how powerful the Dagestan movement has been, it's not surprising at all that the fans showed up loud. The passion, the chants, the atmosphere made it feel almost like the arena was flipped into a completely different country. Dana laughs and says this is part of the game. JDM is definitely feeling that pressure, but that's what makes a big fight so intense. The boos are fuel, and all of it builds toward an explosive night where both fighters will have to rise to the moment under the brightest lights. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Daniel Cormier jokingly claimed that he could beat Jailton Almeida right now, especially if it turned into a pure wrestling match. DC said that when you break down what Jailton does, it's all wrestling, baby, so that gives him a real chance inside the octagon. He laughed and explained that if it's just him and Jailton wrestling, he feels confident he could hold his own. DC continued the jokes, saying the two of them would look almost identical out there. Same body type, both just shooting takedowns over and over in a safe, controlled style. He even suggested he could go out there, wrestle Jailton, get the win, and then immediately turn around and call the next fight at the commentary desk without a problem. According to DC, it would be a perfect scenario, a fun matchup that wouldn't take too much out of him. He kept the energy playful, but still gave himself credit for what he can do in the grappling department, even after retirement. Moving on to another news, Ali Abdelaziz has revealed that he and Khabib recently spoke directly with Dana White about the future of Umar Nurmagomedov. Ali says both he and Khabib agreed that Umar should fight one more time before going after the UFC bantamweight title again. He explained that after sitting down with Dana and Hunter, they told them, let's get him one more fight. Let's get Figueroa. Let's get someone like that. They want Umar to stay active, keep proving he's the best, and make the title shot absolutely undeniable. Ali says if you want to be the #1 fighter in the world, you have to show that you can beat everyone they put in front of you. Right now, Umar is sitting at the #1 spot, the clear top contender in the division, but Ali believes some people in the rankings are playing games. He says some fighters pretend to be injured or act like they can't take the fight when Umar's name comes up. According to Ali, that isn't what real champions do. Real champions don't stall. They step up and fight the best, and if these other fighters think they truly deserve a title shot before Umar, then they should be eager to face him and prove it inside the cage. Ali keeps it simple. If they believe they are the guys, then they should want to fight the guy at the top. Ali insists Umar will fight any one of them, and when he does, he will show why none of them can beat him. He believes Umar is on another level in the bantamweight division, and after this next fight, there will be no excuses left. The path to the title will be clear. Umar is already seen by many as the future of the division. Ali says that once this one more fight is out of the way, the UFC will have no choice but to give him his well-earned shot at becoming champion. Moving on to another news, Leon Edwards reflects on his 2 losses as he prepares to step back into the octagon tomorrow night against Carlos Praz. Leon is entering this fight on a tough 2-fight losing streak. He lost the welterweight title to Bilal Muhammad last summer, then suffered a submission defeat to Sean Brady, but Leon says he has taken those setbacks as lessons and his focus is now sharper than ever on becoming a 2-time world champion. He explains the emotional roller coaster that comes after defeat, the frustration, That annoying voice in your head that tells you everything is going wrong. For a moment, he admits you want to shut yourself away. Think about what happened, why it happened, and how to move forward. But he reminds himself that his career is far from over, and the goals he still wants to achieve remain right in front of him. Leon says once you accept the loss, understand it both technically and mentally, you become stronger from it. He sees many fighters let a loss destroy their confidence, like it's the end of everything, but he refuses to adopt that mindset. He believes every great fighter in both boxing and MMA has experienced defeat. It's a part of the journey. Leon insists he has to keep pushing, go back to the drawing board, keep improving, and continue growing as a fighter. That hunger to evolve is what keeps him motivated. For him, he wants the sting of losing to sit with him a little longer, to burn inside, to remind him how badly he hates that feeling. Once that fire is fully lit, then he rises with a stronger motivation. Right now, his push is about becoming a two-time world champion. Seeing fighters like Vogue come back after losses and reclaim their titles adds fuel to his fire. Leon says that's the kind of legacy he wants. When the career is done and he is retired, sitting back at home, he wants to proudly be able to say he did it not once, but twice. Even when everything seemed to be going against him, even when people doubted him, fighters like Vogue proved greatness can return stronger the second time, and now he's considered one of the best ever. Leon wants his name in that same conversation, creating a comeback story that fans will remember forever. He says it's a fun and motivating place to be, and he is genuinely excited for this chapter. Moving on to another news, Sean Brady shares his mindset heading into his huge matchup against Michael Morales. Sean isn't fully convinced that a win over Morales will automatically secure him the next welterweight title shot, but he made it 100% clear that he's ready to fight whoever the UFC puts in front of him until there is no doubt left that he deserves that opportunity. At first, Sean admits he thought he would be matched with someone ranked a bit higher, but then he realized rankings don't control destiny. What truly matters is going out there, doing his job, and letting his performance speak louder than any number next to his name. And that's exactly what he plans to do. Sean beat Leon Edwards, and now he's preparing to beat Morales. If the title shot doesn't come next, then he'll beat whoever else they offer until he becomes undeniable. He respects Morales and acknowledges that he is a long, powerful striker. Sean knows the skill set in front of him, and he knows the test that awaits. But he also believes Morales hasn't truly faced someone who will push him the way Sean will. This is the fight where he wants to show the world exactly what Morales is made of, how he reacts when things don't go his way, and whether he can deal with real adversity inside the octagon. Sean expects Morales to be strong, tough, and ready to fight, but he says that doesn't change the inevitable outcome in his mind. Sean doesn't care how the win comes. Maybe he will have to grind out a decision in a 3-round war. Maybe he'll find the submission and force the tap when the opening appears. But deep inside, he believes the only thing that matters is walking out of that cage with victory. He says winning is the one thing he is completely sure of, and every single win brings him one giant step closer to his ultimate goal. For Sean Brady, this is about proving his worth to the world and making sure that one day nobody can deny him the chance to fight for UFC gold. Moving on to another news, Henry Cejudo just gave a major warning to Kamaru Usman regarding his hopes for another title shot. Cejudo says that if JDM pulls off the upset against Islam Makhachev, Usman should not get too hyped about being next in line. Right now, Islam has already made it clear that he wants to fight the Nigerian Nightmare soon, but if JDM becomes champion, Cejudo believes the road back to the belt will get a lot more complicated for Usman. JDM hasn't committed to any specific opponent yet, and a lot of people think he would take time to settle into the role, instead of giving Usman an immediate opportunity. Cejudo and Kamaru both broke down the fight and highlighted how dangerous JDM truly is. They believe he's being heavily slept on, despite having the type of striking that can push Islam in ways fans might not expect. And to add even more hype, Max Holloway came out and predicted a shocking knockout for JDM. Max said he sees a 3rd-round finish, explaining that Islam does get tired at times, regardless of the reputation that he never slows down. According to Max, the Aussie contender could chip away, keep the pressure tight, and eventually land something clean that changes everything. The implication is massive. Not only could the lightweight title picture get a complete shakeup, but the welterweight division could be flipped upside down as well. Both divisions revolve around Islam right now, but one huge shot from JDM could turn him into the key player nobody expected. Cejudo then continued breaking down the matchup. He said this is a way closer fight than most people think. If you look at clear advantages, Islam has the edge in grappling. If Islam gets the fight down, that's where he shines. We've seen it over and over again. If he jumps onto the front headlock or gets his pressure flow going, it's a long night for anybody. But he also noted that Islam saying publicly he is willing to strike shows a different level of confidence. He must believe in his striking to test it against an elite power puncher like JDM. Cejudo was then asked who has the most to gain with a win this Saturday. He said the answer is clearly JDM. Everyone is favoring Islam, so if JDM shows up, spoils the party, and becomes champion, he changes the entire landscape, and he would spoil things not just for fans but for Usman as well, because Cejudo doesn't think JDM would want that matchup right away. For Usman, the stakes are high. For JDM, the opportunity is massive, and for Islam, everything is on the line. Moving on to another news, the situation surrounding Isaac Dulgarian has taken another shocking turn. With everything that happened recently related to the betting scandal, things are now getting even worse for Isaac Dulgarian as he faces serious fight-fixing allegations. At this point, most of you already know what has been going on, so we won't bore you by repeating every detail. After his last fight, there weren't many updates for a while. The only major statements came from Dana White confirming that the FBI is actively investigating the situation, and Factory X coming forward to shut down rumors that the FBI raided their gym. But now, the Nevada Athletic Commission has officially suspended Dulgarian during their latest meeting, adding more fuel to the fire. According to multiple reports, the commission held their monthly meeting yesterday and decided to suspend Isaac Dulgarian. Next week, they will determine whether to extend the suspension and how long it could last. And this all comes in the middle of the UFC announcing a brand new partnership with Poly Market. Dana White, along with other executives from TKO, appeared at the New York Stock Exchange to reveal the deal. For those who don't know, Polymarket is a prediction-based betting platform where fans can gamble on very specific outcomes inside the UFC. These predictions can include who might earn Fight of the Night, or even wild props like whether former US President Donald Trump will attend UFC 322. Yes, that is a real bet. After the partnership went public, Ariel Helwani reacted on X by pointing out that the Dulgarian situation made him wonder if the UFC might move away from prop-style betting to avoid the chaos we saw 2 weeks ago. But with this Polymarket partnership, it seems the UFC is doubling down, which could make things very interesting in the future if in-fight props become a major part of betting. Dana White also appeared on CNBC to discuss the partnership during this ongoing controversy. During the interview, he made it very clear that it was the UFC who contacted the FBI, not the other way around. He explained that after the suspicious fight, they immediately contacted the fighter and his lawyer asking if he was injured, in debt, or if anything unusual was going on. They denied everything, but when the fight ended quickly in the first round, UFC officials left the octagon area, went straight to the back, and called the FBI. Dana said that now the FBI is fully involved and actively investigating every detail. Dana was also asked about betting scandals in other major sports like the NBA and Major League Baseball. He said that unfortunately these cases are going to happen in every sport, but he warned that if anyone tries to pull something like that in the UFC, he will be the first one to go after them and do everything he can to bury them. Moving on to another news, Beneil Dariush has officially missed weight for his upcoming bout against Benoit Saint-Denis. Beneil stepped on the scale at 157.2 pounds, which is over the lightweight limit. The fight will still go ahead as planned, but Beneil will be forced to forfeit 20% of his purse due to the weight miss. It's tough luck for him, especially this close to the fight. It feels like every time he gets right to the finish line, something unexpected happens. Commentators noted that Beneil rarely struggles with weight. It's not something fans or even the media have seen from him often, if ever. The reaction around the scale showed genuine surprise because Beneil has always been a professional when it comes to making weight on fight week. There was a moment of confusion, some hope that he might be allowed to cut again, but ultimately the miss stood at 157.2 pounds. He tried to shake it off and stay composed, but you could tell it wasn't the outcome he wanted. Even though this isn't ideal, the good news is the matchup remains intact. Beneil will still step inside the cage against one of the most dangerous rising contenders in the division, and with his back now pushed even further against the wall, fans can expect a highly motivated Beneil Dariush looking to deliver a big performance and remind everyone what he's capable of on fight night. Moving on to another news, Henry Cejudo has shared real concern for Islam Makhachev ahead of UFC 322 after hearing some of the champion's latest comments. Islam recently mentioned that if his wrestling doesn't work against JDM, he is fully prepared to strike. At first, Henry says he was confidently picking Islam, calling him his brother, and believing his grappling would simply be too dominant. But now, after thinking deeper, he admits the matchup is not as straightforward as he initially believed. Something Islam said made Henry pause and rethink his prediction. Islam said, if wrestling doesn't work, we're going to strike. And Henry believes that is not the kind of mindset you want going into a battle with a striker as dangerous as JDM. Henry explains that JDM is deadly to the body. He throws sharp knees right up the middle, and we all saw how he caught Gilbert Burns with that same technique. Henry questions whether Islam truly wants to stand and trade with someone who is so comfortable and creative with striking. JDM can slice through the guard, attack with precision, and find openings that many fighters simply can't handle. Henry believes if Islam chooses to strike for too long, he could end up putting himself into real danger. He goes on to say there's a small doubt forming in his mind. He still leans toward Islam because of that world-class wrestling and grappling base built alongside Khabib and the entire Dagestan team. But hearing Islam talk about striking as the plan B if wrestling fails is what worries Henry. He emphasizes again that the only clear and guaranteed path for Islam to win this fight is through his grappling, especially the wrestling. That is where Islam dominates the sport, slows the fight down, and drowns opponents with pressure. Henry believes if Islam sticks to what he does better than almost anyone in the world, he can grind this victory out and leave no room for JDM's dangerous shots. However, if Islam decides to test himself in the striking department, Henry thinks that could become a major risk. The fight is huge, the pressure is massive, and every decision matters at this level. Henry ends by supporting Islam, but he admits that doubt is now in the back of his mind as UFC 322 approaches. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.